Hi everyone and welcome to Unlocked, the live that describes companies. And today I receive UNIQLO. But first we'll talk with Laetitia. Hi Laetitia.
Hi Louisa.
How are you?
Fine. And
Fine.
you?
So you are Human Resources Business Partner in France.
Yes.
Welcome in Unlocked.
Thank
But
you.
also I received Victor, Store Manager at Le Marais in Paris. Hello Victor.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm pretty good.
Fine. So today we're going to talk about your graduate program, but also how to become a store manager in only 1 year. But first, let's start with Pitch Me That. Well, to start with, what is UNIQLO exactly?
UNIQLO is a Japanese company
Yeah.
who wants to become the first retailer in the world.
Okay.
And we focus on the development of universal products who adapts to any life of a customer. And we have a mindset, the lifeware.
Yeah, Lifeware, where we really try to improve the life of our customer by the simplicity of our products.
Okay. And you told me on the phone that your next challenge is to open more stores.
Yes.
That's what you're looking for tomorrow's manager. That's
Yes.
right?
Yes, it's right.
Yeah. So we'll see now exactly and in details how to integrate UNIQLO and all the process of the recruitment. So that's what we'll see right now. So you told me that you were looking for 30 candidates
Yes.
in France,
Yes.
but what about Europe?
Almost 100 people in Europe.
Okay, and there are many kind of profiles because some students come from schools, specific schools, and others from university. Are you looking for a specific background or a diploma?
No, we don't search a profile type or a background, but we search people who are motivated
Yeah.
to join UNIQLO and which are flexible and adaptable.
Okay.
We really want people that will get involved in the business and the company. The objective, as we already said, is to become #1 in the world. So we
Okay.
want people to join that project and be part of this great adventure.
And about the recruitment process, because usually you have a first contact with the human resources and then another physical contact with the manager. How is it at UNIQLO?
Yes, you have to apply on our website,
Yeah.
and after you have 2 steps. The first is an assessment center with
Okay.
presentation by a store manager, with case studies and question and answers. And the second step is an HR local interview, interview with HR local
Okay.
and the CEO.
And how can they prepare that case during the recruitment session?
They don't have to prepare because they have to think about in the moment in group.
Okay.
So
this is a work team, and what
Yes.
kind of questions do they have to answer?
it's secret.
It's secret.
Yes.
But it's a case like if they were a manager in the store
Yes,
and they
in
have
the
to
store.
solve issues?
Yes.
Yes?
Exactly. It's more or less a practical case also, but what we really try to see also is your capacity of try to work with people, how you communicate also, and how you can eventually take leadership, also share the leadership with other people.
So they can't really prepare themselves to this
No.
recruitment, no?
No.
You're looking for someone spontaneous, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. And what do they do when they integrate the program? What are their missions?
I'm going to take the lead on that one. Okay, so on the first part, there's 3 parts more or less. The first 3 months, you really need to understand every part of the job from the bottom ground as
Okay.
what are your employees are going to do. So very basic task of shop floor management.
Okay.
The second part after 3 months is you're starting to take more responsibility, having more learning into more management, logistics, administrative tasks that the manager has to do on a daily basis. And the most important, after 6 months in, you're starting to be already assistant manager. So you already can take the lead over 20, 30, 40 people, depending on the store you're in,
Okay.
and you're already in a manager position.
Okay. And how is it structured? Because this graduate program is in 1 year.
Yes.
So how is it structured? During the 3 months, you have to work on a shop, and then you have
Yes.
what?
You are on a permanent contract. So the program begins in September, and you begin in the store during 6 months, the same store. And after 6 months, you have to change because you become assistant manager. So it's more easy to go in another stores, and it's part of training classes because we have a specific department of training and in the floor. So you have
And
to
can
learn
they
the floor.
choose the store? where they will work? No?
Not really. Actually, I said I visited a store and that helped just before the interview, but usually you're assigned a store. What's really important, as Laetitia said, is the training is to become store manager. So you need to understand from every aspect of the job during the store.
Okay.
So the first store usually is something big, usually a very big flagship store where you understand the very crazy business that comes with that kind of activity. Usually the second store is a smaller structure for you to more understand the management part. So you have a team that is yours. So for that to happen in a clear way and for you to learn properly, you're usually on a smaller store. So you change store, you have 2 stores during that program.
Okay. And how about your mentoring system? Because they integrate the program as a team.
Yeah.
Yes.
Does that mean that every candidate has his own manager? Or the whole team has the same manager?
No, you have 3 people, 3 mentoring.
Okay.
You have the HR,
Okay.
you have the training department, and you have the store manager. So each people have 1 store manager in mentor, and you have 1 HR and the training department. There are 2 people.
Which is very good also because your store manager is going to be, will have the vision of your daily work and how you integrate the store and all your soft skills. And it's very important during that part, which is also, once again, very active, to have some external look, which would be HR or training department that will catch up once a week, once a month at the beginning to see how you're feeling in the company and how everything is going.
Okay, and they can do this graduate program in France, in Europe, but also all over the world.
Yes.
They can work abroad during the graduate program?
No, if you want to work in
another
in Europe,
country?
yes, you have to begin in the country that you chose.
Okay. And for instance, if a student starts a graduate program in France, at the end of this graduate program, he can't work in Europe or in an
Well, actually, you integrate UNIQLO Europe. So the idea is to expand UNIQLO all across Europe. So when I started, it was only France and UK. Now there's 6 countries over Europe. Okay. So a lot of people from those countries helped doing the expansion. The idea is to, when you're joining UNIQLO France, you're here to expand the French business, which is the most important in Europe. Okay. But there's always bridges, if you're performing well, to join other countries or other opportunities, as Milan, which is opening actually by next fall, is going to be done by people working in France.
Okay. And also you're engaged and you educate the next generation to sustainable questions through your business model. Yeah. Can you give us examples of your engagement activities?
During more the productivity part, the most recent engagement was regarding the fabric of denim. Jean, we try to reduce over 50% of the water production to create denim. We're very well known for our Japanese fabric, our denim fabric. So we changed production to match actually the sustainable goals we fixed. So this is more the big pictures. We had also more local plan partenariat also to try to use our clothes. Once again, we believe our clothes are going to help change the world. So people that wanted to help the refugee crisis, all the brands from the FR group, Fast Retailing Group, which we are part of, made a 1 million campaign to recount 1 million clothes to help those in needed during that part.
Okay. And what are the better examples to illustrate the work-life balance at UNIQLO?
Once again, for the in-store perspective, I think the most important thing you need to understand is that you're giving the opportunity to run your own business. Okay. So that means responsibility. And of course, sometimes it means doing long hours, but the goal is for you to have a good time management and develop your team so they don't need you on a daily basis. So more or less, if you do a good job, you don't need to work that hard. But of course, once again, if you see it as your own business, you need to be involved and you need to understand your business from A to Z in order to have good results.
Okay. You want to add something?
Yes, no? I think it's a real opportunity to young graduates to have responsibilities, but you have to do efforts for this, and you have to manage your store. So it's really good. So that's all.
That's it. Okay. Yes. It's okay for you. Want to add something?
No, I think it's pretty good.
Okay. Now you will have to answer to students' questions.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Well, we'll see that.
Okay.
Well, I will give you the first question.
Yes. Okay. Here we go.
Quelles difficultés peut rencontrer un nouveau dans la boîte?
It's okay?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. What kind of challenge? I think to adapt to what UNIQLO wants, once again, you're coming out of business school, so you're in a very scholar kind of environment, and you're doing a daily job in store. So you need to adapt also on that kind of daily base on how to interact with customers, but also staff which are not coming out of business school, but are very interesting from which you can learn, and how to learn from people that you will quickly need to manage. I think it's also that balance, and you need to be very humble also, and once again, ready to accept the challenge.
And you have to be good in the interaction with customers, or can you learn to interact with customers?
You can learn because we have training for this. But it's the mindset of UNIQLO. We have to put the customer in the center of our job. So you have training for this, and I think it's important to like this before to come in UNIQLO.
Yeah, of course. But actually, as Laetitia said, customer is everything for us, as many brands. But our way to meet the customer needs is actually to do what we call help yourself, and we value actually all the work we do in amount to make sure the customer actually doesn't need us. So our customer service is a bit different. We're not going to ask a graduate student or all our staff to do shopping assistance for our customer. It's all the work in amount which results in great customer service. So it's a very different kind of interaction than what you can expect in other kind of brands.
Okay. Well, we'll see the second question. Okay, here we go.
Quel est le rythme de travail?
So there's two main shifts actually within UNIQLO. You have a morning shift which start usually at 7 a.m. Most of the store opens at 10, so you have 3 hours to prepare once again everything in amount for to be ready for your customer during the opening time. So usually when you start at 7 a.m., your regular staff ends at 3 p.m. and managers usually ends between 4 or 5 depending on the days. So that's the main shift in the morning. The second main shift is night shift, which for regular staff starts at 1 p.m. and during closing time 9 p.m. So the span of activity for the store is 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. But in no case or very rare exception you needed to do all that gap, and you have always organization and structure to make sure there's a good balance in that kind of environment.
Okay, and
and you have to work for the weekend because the stores are opening the weekend, so you have to do okay with that.
Okay, okay. We'll see another question.
J'aimerais savoir si on peut s'habiller à notre convenance sur notre lieu de travail.
Well, the dress code.
Yes.
Yeah. So on that one, we have a uniform. So once again, if you want to become a business leader and if you want to be a big part of this company, you need to be show the example. Lead by example is something very important for us. So we wear the uniform as the same as our staff. But that aside, we have also monthly trainings or monthly meetings where you can express your own style and UNIQLO style across this. But on a daily basis, you will wear the uniform.
The uniform. And can you describe the uniform?
It's a black T-shirt.
Yeah.
With the brand UNIQLO.
Yeah, black T-shirt and black jeans to be.
And you have to wear your
yes, this
necklace.
is the most important part of the accessories actually of the uniform.
Okay. Here another one.
Sur quel salaire on est? Si on est sur un salaire fixe ou d'autres rémunérations?
You have the both. You have a fixed salary and you have a bonus. Every 6 months you are evaluated by your manager on different objectives. And after you have this, so
yeah,
it's for sure that you can be promoted every 6 months. Every candidate can have this promotion.
Yeah, as I graduate, every 6 months you have manager promotion. So based on your result and the result of your store, very quickly, you're not only evaluated on your performance, but the one of your store and your business. You can be promoted every 6 months.
Okay. And we'll take the last question. Okay.
Est-ce que la proportion d'hommes et de femmes est la même?
Is it proportional?
It is definitely in terms of graduate programs. I don't have the specific numbers,
I don't have the number. Sorry.
But globally,
globally it's okay. You have a lot of women, I think.
Yeah.
Because I think it's the sector.
Okay.
But actually, in graduate program, it's very mixed. I think of my promotion as UMC is very mixed. The new promotion and integrated is usually very mixed, and is a very large kind of community. It's very mixed actually, even in all kind of sector.
Okay, and now I guess you can give us some tips to make the difference during the job interview, right?
Right.
Right,
Yeah.
that's what we'll see. Well, how important is it to be operational right away at the beginning of the program?
It's important to be operational because we think that if we want to be a manager, you have to know all the projects like your staff. So I think it's important. And
Yeah, I think what you need to understand at the very beginning is as soon as you enter the store, your first few weeks, you're creating your image as a future business leader. So that means everything, all the attitude that you're going to have needs to be respected by your employees. So once again, you're probably going to be trained by more senior employees, but that will quickly you will have to manage. So your attitude and your communication skills are going to be very important. But what we really want out of this kind of program and the mindset you need to have is you need to see yourself as a business leader, as someone that's going to make a difference in the company. And actually, that's what I really like about this, and I love about this job is you grow within the company and you help the business grow, which is actually if you have that mindset, you're going to have so much fun.
And by being operate, it means that from the beginning and before to become a manager, you have to take care of the clothes, like you have to...
Yeah, you have to fold them, you have to clean, you have to mop actually the shop floor also. That's part of the job. Obviously, it's a small part of the job, but once again, you're creating your own image. So if in 6 months you have to manage staff and you're not able to do it by yourself, that's no point. But once again, it's a small part of this. If you recruit and if you join a company, is as future business leader, you're just creating your own image, and you need
it's
to do
important to understand the job of being a manager.
yes.
Right. Which soft skills should they highlight to become an assistant manager?
Soft skill, I think it's important to consider people because there is a lot of management for the store manager, and it's important to know all the people to evaluate, can training for the people, and soft skill, I think it's adaptable and to have a mindset, positive mindset. It's really important.
Yeah, definitely. We have a lot of process and everything, but as on a daily job, on a daily routine, any day will be the same. So you need to adapt also on what the retail business offers you also, and you need to always do it with a positive mindset to overcome any kind of difficulty. To especially have the team with you. I think it's we really need to have team leaders and team-oriented candidates that will make able to grow the team all together to attain objectives together.
And what are the values to adhere to be a part of UNIQLO?
The first values is to be authentic and humble, I think. Yeah. You have to be customer-centric because the customer is the center of the company. Okay. And I think we ask to people to be adaptable, to grow with the company.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I think you covered everything. No. Once again, I'm really going to focus on that point because it can be interpreted. We want team players. Okay. That's the most important.
Okay. Because that's a real chance to integrate that program. Yeah. But this is not every candidate won't be a store manager, right?
Yeah, we have the opportunities in 6 months. The idea is to promote in 10 months, 1 year, actually, to become store manager, to help grow the business because we need more store managers. We need to open more stores to achieve our objective to become #1 in the world. But if you don't achieve those goals, or if there's not that opportunity yet, you still be part and you still continue your training. And I think you need also to see a lot of kind of different stores. You have flagship store, Paris-based store. You have also countryside stores, which is a totally different business, which is in UNIQLO. So there's many opportunities. Even though if you don't promote store managers by the 10 months, you're still assistant store managers, no matter what, to help grow more skills and once again help grow the business in different ways and grow yourself through new experiences.
Okay, and in one word, what makes the career so unique at UNIQLO?
One word.
Or more words, not only one word, but what makes the career so unique?
I think it's a great company which growing a lot since 10 years in France because we have 27 stores. So I think it's really an opportunity to grow with this company.
Yeah, for sure. What I always kind of say is that we have a kind of startup mindset, but in a global group.
Yes.
Okay.
So we really have the involvement and the group follows. So for yourself, you really have opportunities to be part of something very special and very big, which is kind of unique actually.
Okay. Yeah.
And for young people, it's really nice to have responsibilities
Yeah.
in 1 year.
Okay. Well, now we'll spend the last 3 minutes together where you could say anything you want. Okay.
Okay.
Well, what do you want to say about UNIQLO?
If candidates want to become leader, you have to join UNIQLO and you have to apply at our website. If you want to discover a new culture, because it's Japanese culture, they can apply.
Yeah, it's if you really want to grow within the company, I mean, help grow the business, we're willing to give responsibility very quick. And even though we have a lot of structure and we're a Japanese company with a lot of rules, because we know what we need to grow people, to grow the business, we need to see that in you. But once you understand that mindset, we allow a lot of space to make you grow. And we're willing to, that's what happened to me, we're willing to give you 1 store, 2 stores, or maybe even a store with 90, 100% for you to lead that store. And having that kind of power so quick in your career is something crazy and something that doesn't happen in much other companies. So if you're willing to take responsibility and be part of the future #1 retail leader in the world, please join.
Yes, and you have to manage different aspects of your job. So you have to manage HR, you have to manage finance, you have to manage marketing, and you have to choose all you want for your stores. Even if we have procedure, you can develop your store by yourself. So I think it's really interesting for people who have the mindset to create their
entrepreneurial manship. Actually, it's something you need to take care. Something you need to think also when you think about retail and store management.
Yes.
We have the power to allocate whatever we want. We have the power, as Laetitia said, in respecting actually what UNIQLO France is expecting out of your store. But you have the power to over a lot of things. And once again, you decide your allocation strategy, your business strategy, your profit strategy. So if you have that entrepreneurial kind of feeling, even though if we're a big group again, we have that kind of startup mindset that we want you to anchor, and we allow you to really grow in that kind of set.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you both for sharing your experiences, but also to give students some tips to get the job. I hope so. You at home, if you're interested, you can apply at uniqlo-europe-careers.com or also at jobteaser.com. Thank you again.
Thank you.
And you, I see you very soon for a new life.